Refreshing your course can feel like a huge, overwhelming task, especially if building it the first time left you burnt out. But here's the truth: updating your course doesn't have to mean starting over. In fact, it shouldn't. So today, I'm going to share with you 4 practical, low effort ways to refresh your course that don't require a total rebuild. So, by the end of this video, you'll know how to give your course a meaningful update while saving time, energy, and resources. Let's dive in. Think of your course like a house. When you renovate a house, you don't always need to gut it down to the studs. Sometimes adding fresh paint or swapping out furniture is enough to make a major impact. It's the same with your course. A refresh can help plug gaps, it can elevate your experience for your students, and it can even boost your confidence when you're promoting it, all without tearing the whole thing apart. And just like a house, your course refresh should align with its ROI. What's the potential return for your time and effort? With that said, let's talk about the 4 key types of course refreshes that you can do, starting with the easiest one. First up, we have a resource refresh. This is the simplest way to add value without touching your videos. Yeah, like no re-recording videos. Can I get a hallelujah? Instead of changing the content, you're updating or adding the resources that help students take action. So, for example, let's say your course currently has PDFs. If your audience prefers Google Docs, you could convert those PDFs into editable PDFs that they can then save to their Google Drive. Now, your students download the PDF, they can type inside of it, and again, then they save it to their Google Drive. And reminding them that they can save it to their Google Drive, you're directly connecting the work in your program with an easy way to stay organized. It's a small tweak, but it really makes it easier for your students to implement what they're learning in a way that works for them. You can also add new resources like cheat sheets or step-by-step guides or toolkits. And these aren't just useful for your students, they can also be really powerful marketing assets. You can highlight these resources on the sales page for your program as bonuses or value boosting features. Sometimes you can even sell them separately or repurpose them as a lead magnet. So, for example, my husband, Brad Hart, isn't he dreamy? He recently added a series of AI tools to his program. So, this is a resource. His program is called Build a Mastermind. And in this program, he teaches, you guessed it, how to launch, fill, and scale mastermind groups. Now, these new AI tools allow his students to generate their offers and to build their sales scripts using his methodology with the click of a button. So, the bottom line is that refreshing your resources allows you to make it easier for your students to take action. Think of a resource refresh as swapping out the furniture in your house. The structure stays the same, but the updates make it feel fresh and functional. Next up is a user experience refresh. This involves rethinking how your students interact with your course to make it more accessible and engaging, again, without creating new content. So, one of my favorite examples of a user experience refresh is to offer a private podcast feed. Some people in the industry are calling these secret podcasts. All this means is that your students can access it only if they sign up for it specifically, which usually includes payment. So no one can find your private podcast feed by going to Apple, Spotify, wherever they're listening to a podcast and type in the name of it. You only get access to it if you've been granted access to it. Now, if your course has video lessons, you can extract the audio and create a podcast version so that students can learn on the go. This small adjustment can dramatically increase your course completion rates, as students can easily fit the learning into their daily lives. My free course, the Course Creator Toolkit, is available on a private podcast feed using Kajabi. But my other favorite tech solution for this is called Hello Audio, and I'll link them in the description below. Adding a private podcast feed, however, is not the only way to do a user experience refresh. You can also Organize your content differently to reduce overwhelm. So, for instance, if you're teaching a social media marketing course and you have a ton of templates, like you've got the Instagram templates and the Facebook templates and the templates on templates on templates, you can bundle all of those templates into one section in your portal. So if students are going through the Instagram module and they see the Instagram templates, and then they go through the Facebook module and they see the Facebook templates, you're basically just taking those resources and putting them in a second place in the portal specifically for templates. Just makes it really easy for students to come back and find without like having to sift through all of the different lessons and all of the different modules. Another example of something you could do to refresh your user experience is to display the most critical resources more prominently. So, first, you're going to have to determine what are the most critical resources. Think about the things that your students always go back to, and then figure out how to display them. So, for instance, you could add sidebar buttons or optimize the home landing page of when your students log in. And that it just creates a really easy experience for them to go back to those things they want to go to again and again. So I'll share some examples from programs that I'm currently in. The first one is coaching call links. I'm in a program right now. It's amazing. And they have coaching calls every like 3 days. Now, obviously, I'm not supposed to go to all of them. I can just go when I need them. That's the purpose of them. But in order to get on the calls, you have to register for the Zoom meeting. So what they've done is they have taken those coaching call links, they've put it all on one page, and they recommend that we bookmark them on our browser, on our web browser, but they're also like front and center when you log into the course portal, right? For their training content, it's like, boom, there it is. These are the coaching call links front and center. So that's really helpful. Another program I'm doing has daily energy resets. And similarly, it's like the second video in the program. And so anytime you log in, it's like right there. It's the second video. It's really, really easy to find. So there's so many ways to refresh your user experience, and like we didn't even get into engagement emails, gamification, push notifications, but simply think of a user experience refresh as home organization. Like you're not tearing down any walls, but maybe you're moving the furniture to make a clearer path, or creating a pantry where it's easier for you to reach the most commonly used items. If your students use the salt daily, don't put it on the top shelf where shorties like me can't reach it. Now, let's talk about the game changer, the onboarding refresh. Did you know that the first moments after someone purchases with you are the most critical for setting the tone? This is your chance to build momentum and excitement. And I'll never forget being at a Brendan Burchard event in 2017 when I was teaching health. Anyway, I heard him say, your thank you page is the most prime real estate they've just bought. You have their full and undivided attention, so stop squandering it. And it really stuck with me because he's so right. Your onboarding starts before they've even logged in. It starts on the thank you page. So make it celebratory. Record a quick video, congratulating your students, guiding them to take the next step, like setting an intention for the program or exploring the welcome module. And this simple gesture can transform their energy and also their commitment. So if you're familiar with persuasion and neurolinguistic programming, this is the perfect time to leverage that. But I'm guessing you want an example, don't you? You're welcome to check out the thank you page for my free course, the Course Creator Toolkit. You can grab it at the link in the description below. And on my thank you page, you'll see I have a walkthrough video with a welcome, how to get started, the next steps to take. It's a really powerful way to just engage them once they've said yes to you. But the thank you page is only one element of an onboarding refresh. You can also optimize your welcome email series. You want to make it clear, actionable, and set expectations for how students can get the most out of your program. So including details like where to find resources, how to access coaching calls, tips for staying engaged, all those are really, really valuable. And you can add a video in the welcome section inside your program that walks them through your course portal via screen share. Again, you can see something similar to that on the thank you page for my free course, the Course Creator Toolkit. And of course, there's the welcome video. You can always optimize the welcome video. Always, 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 there's something you can shift. So think about an onboarding refresh like the 5-cent tour of your home. You want to greet people at the door. You want to make a first impression that's warm and welcoming, and then show them around so they know where they can find everything and what they can expect. This gets them excited to spend time inside your space with you. Finally, let's talk about a breakthrough refresh. Many students struggle not because the strategy doesn't work, but because their mindset is holding them back from effectively using the strategy. So be honest with yourself for just a second. Is that your students? Do you have a killer strategy, but your students aren't making the belief system shifts required to be successful with the strategy? If so, then it's time for a breakthrough refresh. First, I'm going to share what not to do, and then I'll share actually how to do this refresh. Okay, so what not to do. Do not create a standalone mindset module. Most of our clients say, what's really messing up my students is their mindset. It's the most important thing for them to learn, so we should put that in the first module. But here's the thing. Your students are going to skip it. Hell, I've been to 20 Tony Robbins events and I am bought into mindset. Like I am bought the F in, subconscious, all the things. And yet I've still skipped mindset modules before. So don't do that. Instead, here's what to do. Infuse mindset coaching directly into the lessons by connecting common mindset mistakes with specific strategies where those mistakes are most likely to show up. So for example, let's say that you teach how to close inside of a real estate course. And in this section of closing is when your students' fear of rejection is the strongest. Then address that fear of rejection and how to overcome that in the how to close lesson. And you could do this in so many ways, but essentially you can normalize their nervousness and then reframe it as a sign that they're on the right track. And by embedding those kinds of mindset shifts into your program, you'll empower students to apply what they've learned more effectively. Now, this type of refresh, I'm not going to lie to you, it requires a deep understanding of your students' challenges, the beliefs that are holding them back. However, it's like one of the most, if not the most, powerful ways to drive results for your students. So if you're considering refreshing your signature program, like the one that is, your bread and butter, then it can be a serious game changer for you. And it's seriously going to change how you feel when you're selling the program because you now have this new belief that your program is going to drive results, which then creates more of that reflected in your reality of people wanting to actually buy it. So think of a mindset refresh as like repairing the foundation of the house. You likely have some areas that are strong and stable, and then there's other areas where creating a breakthrough for your students, it's just a little off kilter. It might not be visible on the surface, but this foundation is what keeps everything strong, stable, and steady. So there you have it. 4 practical ways to refresh your course without the overwhelms, whether you're updating resources, improving the user experience, optimizing your onboarding, or infusing breakthrough mindset coaching. These changes can elevate your course and create a meaningful impact for your students. Which refresh are you most excited to try? Let me know in the comments. And if you're ready to take your course to the next level, then check out my course audit offer for personalized feedback and actionable strategies for exactly what is the game-changing refresh for you and your students. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss more of these tips. And I'll see you in the next video.